Hey, what's going on, people? Welcome again to the C Suit podcast where we talk about all things sports. We're back again for another episode of the Football Could Take. Over the past few days, Ireland have lost to Luxembourg. A few days before that, Ireland lost 3-2 to Serbia, which was actually really, really good because Ireland scored 2 goals for the first time in, I think, 6 games. Ireland actually scored goals, so that was actually positive. To lose to Luxembourg at home, that was a no-no. So my question then is like, what exactly is wrong with this Irish national team? I personally don't think Ireland can really blame Stephen Kenny for this bad run of form, this bad form of result. It's way deeper than that. You have to look at someone like John Delaney, the CEO and vice president of the FAI. What did he actually do when he was there? Ireland appointed someone like Steve Staunton. That was a bit experimental. After Steve Staunton left, from what I remember, it was Trapattoni, an experienced coach. Did okay. After that, Martin O'Neill, Mick McCarthy came back. If you look back over the past maybe 10, 15 years, you can see a lot of players aren't really coming through. Back in the 70s and 80s, like even go back to the 60s, we had players like John Giles going to Man United, having a great career, playing for Leeds United after that. You had Liam Brady, Roy Keane, early 2000s, Damien Duff, Robbie Keane. Even Jonas Shea was a good player. Where are these players now? Not a lot has been done to actually, put a lot of money into grassroots football. Ireland has a lot of the sports like Gaelic football, all in. Rugby is quite big in Ireland as well. So from the outside looking in, not a lot is done to actually invest a lot of money into maybe grassroots football in Ireland. Is it that the coaching in Ireland isn't great? What is the issue? Would it be a case where, Ireland, maybe potentially calling up, British players with Irish grandparents and Irish parents to see if they want to play for Ireland? The issue with this is that if the players are good enough to play for England, they're not gonna say yes to Ireland. So it's quite a difficult one. Just looking at the current Irish squad, so you can see a lot of these players aren't really playing for top club. A lot of these players aren't actually playing, European football. They're not playing Champions League, even Europa League. A lot of things needs to be done in terms of grassroots football in Ireland. And Victor, your host. Enjoy the show.
So like I was delighted. Yes, like I tuned in a bit late and I saw the score. Ireland
Yeah,
were 1-0.
yeah.
I started watching from then, and I was like, who scored? What happened? How did it happen? Because we're not used to getting goals. I think the truth is everyone is trying. We've gone through like what 3 4 managers. It just hasn't worked out. Stephen Kenny's doing okay, but every player like the Irish national team is one of those teams where like you can see the pride is there in the players. Like I think the Seamus Coleman was like, I've been looking forward to playing, and you're like, really, but the pride is there to play, but they're just not good enough, and you can't sign players in internationals. You can't.
My question is though, is it just the way the players are developed in Ireland? Is it just the way? Is it just like a lot of people are playing a lot of football, soccer? I mean, football. Is it Ireland's got guard, they got all in. Is rugby as well? So is it just kids and really playing over there, or is like what's actually really happening?
I don't think it's a matter of the sport not being popular. It definitely is popular.
Mm,
Still the most popular sport in the country. But like yeah, as Ola said, without being too cross about it, if you don't have it, you don't have it. You cannot form, you can't create talent. You either have it or you don't. And I think the coaching is getting better for
okay.
sure. And like anything else, right? If you haven't got as many players to pull from, then you
Mm,
have to do a lot more with mining the best out of what you have. And yes, each country will have its golden generation and whatnot. You have England, who has a much bigger population, they still
yeah,
struggle.
definitely. Yeah.
You have someone like Belgium, who has similar comparable, even the Netherlands, who have similar comparable with Ireland. And it's only now that Belgium is getting better at that. The
Mm-mm.
reason why the Netherlands have been better is that over time, with deliberate actions, they have set up systems where they coach their teams better.
Mm,
So
I think the
yeah.
best example is Iceland. To be
Mm.
honest,
Well,
they
now,
mine pretty well. Yeah, now,
and
and
they've also got a much smaller population than Ireland
yeah,
have.
exactly. Yeah.
I was reading up on like I think I can't remember the numbers, but it was like for every X amount of person they have a football pitch, and it was some
Mm,
crazy stats. So I think they just need to mine more. I can't really comment too much. I didn't watch the game. I haven't been following the team too much, but I think they need to probably just invest more in players.
Yeah, but I think the interesting thing about Iceland is that they're really small, and sometimes when you're that small, it actually becomes a strength
mm,
because they know the team is a team, right? But the Irish team is kind of most all the players, if not like most 90% play in England.
yeah.
They
Mm.
all play for this kind
Smallish
of
club.
medium level or low level clubs barely get game time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
not all of them get game time, so they can't really hone their skills. That's one of my theories. My second theory is actually that, so if you're a young star in Ireland and you're really good at football, from the age, like, I think at a very young age, you're gonna be moved to the UK to go
Yeah,
start training in the academy over there. And then so you fast so then this could be like 10 years old, right? So by the time it's time to make your debut, or you're getting close to the national team, chances are you've played for the England under 14s, because like the Irish guys may not know, like, this guy is actually one of us. They're not tracking
yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, true.
Played under 14s and 15s, or you're in some youth club in, like Jack Grealish, for example. I'm not saying he's that exact example, but 9 times out of 10, by the time you become of age to play internationally, you're eligible to play for two countries, probably England and Ireland. And if you're really good, like Jack Grealish, you're not choosing Ireland at that stage.
Or if you're even Patrick Bamford as well, who also has now rejected the chance to play for Ireland, and said that he's going to wait out for England instead.
Yeah, and like you can't really. So I think number one, like we don't, like Irish players don't really get that much exposure when they go to England, unless they're like Damien Duff and Robbie Keane and
Yeah,
and Roy Keane. Sorry, I forgot
Or
him.
or it could be a case again, like we said, where the players are unfortunately maybe not good enough is the wrong term, because again the circumstances play a difference. So in the 80s and 90s, there wasn't competition as much for places in those, let's say, better teams with players from all across Europe and further afield. So the likes of a Roy Keane, who was good enough, sure, but he also had the opportunity to play week in, week out for Nottingham Forest and then for United, because there wasn't competition with kids from, yeah,
Belgium,
Germany,
France.
France,
Yeah.
Belgium, Austria,
Yeah,
um,
that's true. That's
Nigeria, safe.
that's a
Mm.
good point. That's a good point.
Yeah,
And like, look, the English are taking our players as well. Like,